we're here with another Weebaholic podcast. Let's go! I am here with my co-host, the normal co-host, the best duo in anime history. Yeah, we said it. Coming for all y'all next, Christopher and Rashid. But before we get into all the meats and potatoes of the episode, we gotta, plug our stuff as usual. Y'all go subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification button so I can get notified for all the podcasts, and maybe start doing anime videos on our own and posting it. Who never knows? But we're the editing sucks, so we might not never. Anyway, go follow me on Instagram at ChrisUpNext_23. I don't got no pictures up, but maybe if y'all follow me, I'll start putting some up, maybe. And go follow our anime page at anime_Genshow. And she telling me stuff, telling the usual deal.
And go follow and support my photography at eyes.of_the.lens.
Anything else for people? Facebook.
Oh, well, it's the same for Facebook. My Instagram is the most recent posted. I really gotta update my Facebook. I know not many people are on Facebook.
On Facebook, yeah, not a lot of young people are on Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, it might need book some aunties out watching or something.
Yeah.
But today we have another banger episode as we usually do, bring y'all content every Tuesday and Thursday. Today, we have experienced it all. The anime community starting to be large, but we're still disrespected. This topic for me wasn't even something I was going to bring up, but I saw this TikToker by the name of Slim.aj, and I happen to, if you follow me on anime_Genshow, go follow, you would know what happened and what I posted of him saying, quote, bruh, I don't care how hard life is, I would never watch anime. And just off of him saying that, one of y'all should go at him so I can get some clout. But two, y'all should. He inspired me to make this episode. So this episode, for our first topic, we're going to talk about how would you convince somebody who think anime is weird and for horny guys that just like anime breastises, and why it actually is a great plot. For me, one of the first things that when I read something like that, I do get offended, but I don't get offended with ignorance, because if you've never seen something or watched something, why discredit it? That's like people who be like, I'm only gonna date, like people who say I date this and I only date this and that. Like that's just ignorance. Like why? Like you can have a type and preference with things, but don't just cut it off just because you never, especially if you never watched it. Why cut it off with anything? So that just shows his ignorance and people who support him. And just like my thing is, I don't have a problem you saying you don't like anime, but saying all of it sucks, which is I know, just because you try Dragon Ball Z or Naruto and you didn't like it doesn't mean it sucks. It means that a battle shonen or that type of anime isn't for you, because it's so many different genres for anybody. For anybody, there's different genres, there's different styles, there's so many, just like whatever you like, you can find if you just keep looking. So that's one of the problems I have. Anything you gotta say on that?
That is true, but I just gotta say, I know anime is growing, but like everyone who liked anime like early 2000, mid 2000, like 2010 and all that stuff,
they got bashed way worse than us. Like way worse than us.
They did, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people because I did start watching anime at an early age, and like during like my middle school year and all that stuff. If I brought up anime, it was a topic that made you honestly the nerd of the group. Like,
yeah,
in a way, people looked at you different, like you're some type of weirdo, or like,
yeah, like you're different.
You're very like you're different, and
yeah,
it's a very different feeling. And like I understand, like in the beginning, it was something new, and most people who come in contact with new things don't know how to deal with it. And I know like most anime watchers put out like a bad rep for most people who didn't know people who watch anime back then. But like not all of them were like that. And plus, even if they are like that, like back then when I will come across another anime watcher and they acted all weird like that and stuff. What
even you will be like,
I wouldn't be. I mean, certain things, but if they're just genuinely excited and just really love the show and stuff like that,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I feel the same type of way. I can come towards them. I mean, like I don't look at them any differently. I guess since I watch anime, I could like I have a different point of view towards them.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, there's certain people in any type of community or social subgroup have have like the, those people who just
Extremes, the extremes.
yeah that take you to the extreme.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah,
like even the
yeah.
people in that group will look at them and be like, hmm. So like I never understood
Mhm.
why it was so backlash or hated. It's probably because how how it was perceived, and most people who did honestly do give it a try that never was never interested in the first place. They came to a conclusion of I didn't like this, or as most people will probably say is
It's in
anime
Japanese.
is
Why would I
for a
watch
bunch
it?
of horny people or something like
Yeah.
that because
Or anime. Why would I watch something in Japanese when I can watch Riverdale or whatever show? And my thing is, I don't have a problem against real people shows. I don't have a problem. Like here's the thing: anime fans when they attack stuff like in the comments when they say Riverdale up, they don't attack it because they think it's necessarily bad. It's just because y'all bash us so much, we have to fight fire with fire. And I think that gets me like teed off is like y'all be like y'all be like, okay, it's our opinion. True, you can have an opinion. That is perfectly within everybody's human right to have an opinion. But don't boost up your narrative to knock down our opinion just because you can't have a real reason to tell us why anime is weird, not for us. Okay, it's in Japanese. I'm sure you've watched like karate movies that are like IP Man. That whole movie is in either it's Chinese or Japanese. I don't remember, but I'm sure you watch action movies that are in different languages. Like there's all types of movies that are different languages and stuff like that. And don't get me, it's animated. That's what makes you like turned off because you watch Family Guy, you watch Cleveland Show, you've watched American Dad, you've watched like all the late stuff on Tsunami. So it's not even like it's just you just don't want to be like you just don't want to try something and admit that you were wrong. That's just my thing.
I mean I sort of agree, but I feel like it's kind of not the fact that they would try something and feel like it's wrong because I feel like they were wrong. Because like I feel like so, let's put ourselves in a situation where like in the like in the thought process of we never watch anime. We see someone's trying to someone's trying to persuade us that anime is not what everyone's saying. I'm pretty sure most people, but if you look, but so like if you look at it from their point of view, most of the things they hear about from anime from non-anime watchers would be completely different from someone who watches anime. Yes, some of the things the non-anime watchers would say are correct, but that's not all to it. Because there's special meaning to these shows. Like anyone can have a special meaning to anything materialistic or just anything in general. Like an anime is like a genre of of a bunch of shows that can really reflect onto your human emotion or just show some type of moral that could be shown in life that you will probably not get in real world or probably scenarios you may not come across. Uh,
My thing is, I don't get it. Like, you can watch shows about vampires and these babies like show like Vampire Diaries. I don't watch it, so maybe if I'm wrong, like shows about people being vampires and shows about this and that. The only difference is it's animated. I don't like the story. The storyline could potentially be better than some of these shows. Like some of these, like I've seen like one show. It's like a vampire show about these people. It's like a romance show. They're vampires. They stay on this campus. I forgot the name of it, but it could potentially be better than the Vampire Diaries just because of I just feel like one them. I feel like one reason that gets turned off, people who don't watch anime get turned off is because, like I said, one of the extreme fans that make fan art. That's probably one of it. Another thing I think that turns people off, like turn people who doesn't watch it off, is like are upset. Like when you get an anime fan that's been in it, that's watched more than a few shows, like that have passed the normies phase, they're really hooked. They're really an anime stan. So I think that's something that they just don't like. So tell me if you think I'm tripping or whatever. Because you look bamboozled.
I guess, but if you think like that, I to me, I don't think it's mainly because it's animated. Because as you mentioned, we all watch Family Guy and all that stuff. We like cartoonish kind of shows,
No,
but
I'm
we
just
don't.
saying from what I've seen,
So
not everybody. I'm just saying from a lot of people. From a lot of people's takes are like it's animated. I want to do that. I could watch cartoons. That's what I've just seen.
I can see that, but like
Yeah.
if you think about it, you know how people like before you try something, right? You look for
Mm-hmm.
someone else's opinion about it.
Most of the time, yes.
So like I was mentioning about, if we looked at it, their point of how some people who don't well will probably will not watch anime. If you look at their point of view, they probably get information from people who do watch anime and who don't. And the people who probably don't watch anime is probably feeding them these ideals of it that give it a bad rep. It still comes on to their choices
Yeah.
whether if they
If I'm gonna watch it or whatever, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Totally.
So like in the context of persuading, it just depends on who has the stronger argument or who has the
Exactly. Exactly.
stronger backing. But as you can see back then, like all the backlash and everything, you don't want to be an anime watcher because of of the social consequences it showed.
As you experience, bro. Even I'll let you finish, and I'll tell you. I'll tell everybody just a crazy story.
I, well, in that context, I don't really have a story about
I do.
what happened, but like I would every time it would be brought up, I would always be nervous to mention
Yeah.
any. Like people would ask me, "Oh, what's my favorite show?" And I know for a fact it's an anime.
It's anime, but you just
Yeah,
don't
but
want to
like
be. You just don't want to look at you like ew.
yeah, because like, ugh,
Yeah.
it just kind of made you feel like you had to keep it a secret from watching or liking something you were interested in, and I feel like you really shouldn't have to do that. And I know, and now that it's getting popular and everything, it's like it's completely okay, but there's still people who like hate on it. But like I feel like there's people gonna hate on something anytime in life. Doesn't matter how popular it may get. There's gonna be someone who dislikes it, and that's okay.
Yeah. That's okay. I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem with you not liking it. I mean, I do because a small problem because it's so many genres. If you keep just barking up the tree, you're gonna find something you like. Like just keep like if it's something you really like, if anime is something you really want to get into, you're gonna find it. But like if you can not like it and still respect it, be like, it's not for me, but I can see why people like it, cool. But if you just watch one show, be like, I hate it, it's trash, I get offended. But I have a story, y'all. So I have two actually. So
Mhm.
it's my ninth grade year or whatever. And I'm trying to talk to this girl, which her name is, you know her though. You know her. You know her, I think. No, remember when we came back from Japan and girl called me
Oh
just
yeah,
yeah. So it's my freshman year or whatever. I'm just starting to get into anime. I haven't got shirts yet. Like I'm not on that level, but I'm really getting to it. Like I'm slowly going to that level. And I come in, she's like, all right, so what show you watching? Because I used to be like the person that gives show plugs or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching Naruto and this other show called Tokyo Ghoul right now. Like I'm binging both of these. And she's like, ew, what anime? And I really like this girl. Like I really like she had treated me like crap anyway for other reasons because she was just like not appreciative of a great dude I was. But she was like, I'm not gonna mess with you. You watch anime. Like I'm like, okay, but that has nothing to do with me and you. She's like, well, one, it's for weaves. It's for weirdos. It's for boys who just like titties and stuff like that. And I'm like, at that point, I'm not extreme. So I'm like, what do you mean? I'm watching Naruto. This is the all action girl. Like, I don't know what you're
Yeah.
even talking about. So then, end up, she go around, she tells the whole school. And like, I end up not talking to nobody almost for like the rest of the year just because of me being an anime watcher. Like, literally, like people in my grade that year were just like, oh, watch out, he's that anime kid. And the thing was, I'm a basketball player. I was on the team. I was on board. Like, I was like a popular dude. Like, and people in my ninth grade year would not talk to me. I'm just like, oh, and for anime. But people who were older than me, like 10th, 11th, 12th grade, like they'd be like, yo, like they're not gonna talk you over anime. Like, they're really immature. Like, very. I'm just like, yeah, exactly. Like, that got nothing to do with our relationship. Then I have another story. So my 10th grade year, I go to a different school, whatever, right? It's predominantly black, which I have no problem with. But this was like a very ghetto, very poor community. Because I had moved out there we didn't move out there, but I went out there for basketball reasons, which was not the best move at that time because I just wasn't happy. It was very one of those communities where if you don't play sports, you don't matter. That's literally how the school was. If you don't play sports or if you're not bringing no money through music or art, you don't matter. You don't matter. So I'm on the team, whatever, on varsity, whatever, and this is before one of our games. And I'm over there watching anime or whatever, right? And the coach, he had already verbally abused me. He was saying I was bougie because I had a nice book bag. He was saying I'm bougie because I like eating Chick-fil-A and I didn't like getting Buffalo Wild Wings like the rest of them. I said, well, I just don't like chicken, sir. I don't like chicken tenders and I don't like chicken like bones. I like chicken like chicken nuggets. Yeah.
Boneless.
So
yeah, much.
boneless. Yeah. I'm not a picky eater or whatever, right? Or I'm not a messy eater. So I'm watching anime. I have my headphones in. It's not like I'm just blasting this out loud. Like, I'm not one of those people. So I'm chilling or whatever, listening to my anime before our game. He's like, what are you watching? I'm like, oh, I'm watching anime. So then he's like, anime. He's like, anime. He's like, well, I'm not allowed that on my team. I said, well, this has nothing to do with my grades, basketball, or how I'm acting in school. I get good grades. I'm getting like a 3.5. I'm one of the top students in the school. Like, as far as I don't mess with nobody, I don't get in no fights. I don't even talk to nobody I'm just quiet to myself. So why does this matter to basketball? Like, I told him, you can go over here and leave me alone because I have nothing. This has nothing to do with you. So then he told everybody that, like the whole team of me laughing. There was one kid, his name was Bruno. He watched anime too. He was like, don't worry about that, bro. He's like, he was one of the biggest kid on the team too. He was like 6'10", 280, big kid. He plays at some school in Florida or whatever. But back to like, I felt shame. Like, I was like, bro, like, this really like hurts me. Like, you're over here bashing me about anime, making fun of me, and I don't even talk to you. Like, I wasn't wearing a shirt. I was out here saying I wasn't out here flying Rasengans. I wasn't out here throwing Chidoris. I was just literally watching anime with headphones on, and you just like bashed me. And I was just like, wow. So that's another reason why it gets me like ticked because I've had real experience with it. So
yeah, I had nothing like that because I really did try to hide it. But as soon as someone would come up to me and express how they like anime, then I instantly became friends with them.
I had a little group that liked anime too, so it was like 4 of us in the school. We kept it a secret. That was the thing. We kept it a secret. We talked. It was in my Chinese class. We kept it a little secret. It was a cool little group.
Yeah, it was like an embarrassing topic. Like if you expressed it, then you're a clown, joked, and just made like you were an outcast, like you didn't belong. Like it was very strange, like just for watching a show. And despite all the stereotypes of or what's being said,
we're still people. Like,
yeah,
like we're still people. Like, we still can watch we can still watch human shows. Like, we're not saying get rid of every human. At least we're not. I know there's some anime fans that extreme. No, I'm not saying get rid of human. I enjoy my Lucifers. I enjoy my How to Get Away with Murders, and I enjoy
things.
Like, I enjoy all this stuff too. But right now, well, for years, anime has just been tiers better than me because it's different genres and I can keep binging on whatever. And
Yeah.
I'll never get bored if I can get bored of one show, but I'm not gonna get bored and just cut anime off my life. With shows, you have to find the right fit because it's only one series. So why, if you really like watching stuff and binging stuff, why limit yourself to one type of show where you have to go and find it and hope you like it, where you can have different genres? Oh, if I don't like this, boom, next one. I don't like this one, okay, next one. And it's just like you can't be like, I don't have the anime apps, Netflix and Hulu. Everybody either has both of them or one of them.
Yeah.
So
And just to hit on the stereotypes about anime how anime watchers only watch it for like the small sexual jokes here and there,
yeah,
stuff like that.
not true. At least
It's
for me.
definitely it's definitely not true.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's there. It's like watching a more in tune show that's more adult a little bit,
Yeah.
but like it's crazy how you can sit here judge and joke us for shows that have those implemented, but sit here and watch, like you said, Cleveland, Family Guy.
American.
I'm like,
Their jokes are way worse than like they
yeah,
actually like have gotten them like I know at least Family Guy have gotten sued over their jokes. Like they've made religious they've made like a lot of jokes about like like Jewish people on like Christianity, like all types of religion, ethnicities, like they've made jokes on everything, and it's just like, oh no, that's funny. But
yeah,
but you get a boob flash, you're ready to over here and scream and call us horny. Like I don't get it.
yeah, and then
Priorities.
it's crazy, and then animes that revolve around that, like
Or
Quizzer
like
No Sigma.
yeah,
Uh,
or like shows that are like 12 episodes. They're not even like the long running types of shows. They're not even
oh
like
no, Quasar No Stigma got like 2-3 seasons.
no, but it's just not like 100+ episodes though.
That's no.
I'm saying like the long running shows that like here's the thing. These shows like Bleach, like okay, at least for me, I didn't grow up on it because like I just like not because I never like bashed it. It's just I just never seen it. So like for you at least, the Naruto's, the Dragon Ball Z's, the Bleaches, like you didn't watch Bleach, but like the Bleaches, the One Piece, people grew up on that. Like that care like a lot of people from the generation before, like that little generation before us, literally grew
Yeah,
up like they became like a man or a woman or whatever off those shows. Like those shows really impacted a lot of people. Like I know a lot. Megan Thee Stallion watches it. Tory Lanez, even though people ain't effing with him right now, watch it. Snoop Dogg likes it. Like a lot of Kanye likes it. Like a lot of people like anime.
yes, that's why I think it's actually been getting more
Popular, more and more.
popular because
Yeah.
famous people have been said they like it and they watch it. So like, I mean, that may be uh contribute to its popularity growth now, but like it's probably not the main factor. But
Yeah, I still don't think like I still think we're still at a point where it's not like
it's yeah,
uh,
it's not at the point where you can get completely bashed for it. But if you do take it to the extreme, then yeah, you will get bashed for it. But at the moment,
I still think you could take it. You should be able to take it to the extreme
I mean,
and be like and not judge
and
because here's the thing: people over here and they repost celebrities who they don't know and be like, oh my gosh, look at my babe, look at my husband, fiance, all that stuff. You're doing all of that. They're never going to see it. They're not. I mean, they're real people, but they're never going to see it. Like you look stupid, kind of. We don't say nothing about like fantasizing over people you don't know. So why can't we fantasize over anime? I don't get the problem. And when the boy Slim AJ was like, y'all really be fantasizing over 2D characters and calling them cute. Like, I'm like, dude, it's for fun. Calm down. I don't think, at least me, I'm not like, I'm like, yeah, Nico Robin's fine, but like, I don't actually think she's like somebody I'm gonna get. Like, she's not real.
yeah,
I
I
think,
mean, it's just a thing. It's just for fun, to be honest. Like
yeah,
when you say that stuff, I mean, clearly
they're not real,
they're
obviously.
not real, but like you still say this and that about them. I mean,
Like, 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 I think Akame is like one of the finest anime characters ever, but I know she's not real.
Yeah, it's not like we're over here talking about doing
We're
this
getting
and
married.
that with a
Yeah, like we're getting married.
non-decent character. I mean, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. But like,
I mean, even at that point, I'm not gonna bash because like you're not doing
yeah,
no harm. You're not doing any harm to anybody. So why should I care? Why are you judging? Why are you judging? We're not doing no harm to anybody. Simple as that.
yeah,
Just how y'all are saying that y'all are saying watching Riverdale, we don't do nothing to y'all. Same for y'all. Y'all don't need to bash it like whatever. I think I have one more story before I go into detail, or before
yeah.
not move on, but like we're getting towards the end of whatever. So this year, whatever, this was or last year, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like last school year, and I'm playing on a basketball team as you again, and I have this terrible coach. Oh my god, you've seen him. Terrible, terrible. So I got into some not trouble, but he did some things where he took me off the team because he disrespected me. My mom came down there, tried to check him, and then he kicked me off because my mom got him mad and he basically almost started crying because my mom got into his butt. So basically, he suspended me off the team because my mom was being a good parent and didn't let you chew out a 16-year-old at without having adult presence. Because just off of that. And another problem he had a big problem with me saying I don't get involved with my teammates or whatever, right? Or I don't like because I just didn't feel like I fit with them. Like how me and you are. Like I feel like you could talk for hours. I just couldn't do that. And I'm not fake. If I don't like you or I don't feel like having convo, I'm not gonna like force it. I'm just gonna do my thing. Like I do my thing with my job, play basketball, I get good grades, I go home. That's just how and he was saying I need to be more open to being around them, which is not the truth because you can work without being friends with people because that was like playing on the team is like work. So Will's on the team, right? And
Yeah.
Will, three of the people I ain't gonna say the name because they might not want the name out there. So we're watching anime one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had cut on because before every game, we have a little teammate on this room, and then you watch the film on the team before they come.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he left. He goes for an hour, does whatever he does. I'm like, all right, we can change. He said we could change it to whatever. So then I go in there. I'm like, all right, it's 4 or 5 of us, and I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all want to watch anime? They're like, all right, bet. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like this is something we can bond over, something we can get in. Like I can get teammates with, or get close with them. So then he goes and he comes in, or we watch Demon Slayer. For the we watched the first 4 episodes of Demon Slayer. We watched a few episodes of Hunter. It's because we have been watching anime for about that time, about like an hour, 30 minutes. He comes back. No, before that, there's some people who aren't on the team who always come in just to chat up. They're like, "What is this?" They're like, "Anime." They're like, "Why would I want to watch this today?" I said, "Well, I put it on, but like, if y'all don't want to watch it, y'all can leave because you're not even on the team." So they're like, "No, we're gonna stay." So then they end up liking it. We're watching Demon Slayer. How do you not like Demon Slayer? Like the animation, they were like, "Oh my god!" They're like, "If only this." They were like, "This is so crisp." The animation. I'm like, "Yeah, bet." So then my coach walk in there. What is this mess on? What is this anime BS? And remember, he's only 30. He's not even that much older than us. Like he's not even like old enough to have like we had a few people who's on the team who was like 18, 19. Like some of them, he couldn't be old enough to be their dad. So he was like, "What is this BS on?" I'm like, anime. He's like, "This is Yu-Gi-Oh?" I'm like, "This is obviously not Yu-Gi-Oh." So then he's like, "Well, back in my day, I didn't even have anime." I'm like, "Well, that's not true. We graduated in 2008." I said, "Anime's been going on since the 40s,
90s.
19. No, like
Well,
anime
before the
started.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah. Anime's been going on since like the 1930s, 40s, 20s, like around that time period." So I said, "You're definitely capping." He's like, "Well, I don't want this weird bleep on my camera." I said, "Well, you said we can watch whatever we want. You want me to? It's weird. You want me to bond with them? Did I do what you want? But because you don't like anime, you want to bash me." He said, "Well, I don't approve of this." I said, "Well, your last name isn't Dixon, sir." So then he was like, "You know what?" He was like, "You know what? just for that, I ain't gonna start you tonight. And then walks on out.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Bro,
I can.
we can make a whole episode of how terrible he was, and you can just sit and listen to it. Like, not even anime related. Oh God, he was terrible. Shout out to you. I might even put your ad in this. I might even put your ad. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put your ad in here because I like you that much. Anyway, you got any more for the anime controversy?
I mean, it's gotten better, but like how it was just crazy how you can really just get how hard someone could judge you and just cast you out over just watching a show. It
Yeah.
it was.
My thing is, I've always looked at it as like this might sound like stupid to some people, but I feel like people people like my coaches who like take a dash. I feel like they're jealous because they could never find a click like that, or they're just jealous because they can't enjoy anime the way I can. I don't know, because what other reason do you have not to like it? Because like you're like literally like with them at least, y'all grown men not hating on kids watching the show. Like you're that pressed, and then what kids are or people around our peers. And I just think it's just ignorance. Ignorance. That's just not being cultured, not being showed stuff to be like to enjoy it, or not to enjoy it, but to at least respect somebody else's enjoyment or something without putting it
Yeah.
down. Yeah, that's just like a lack of home training to me. So other than that, don't worry, y'all. I might put his ad in here because he got me sweating now. And you know what? Y'all deserve to see who that is. Anyway, before that, like for real, like back to basically sum all this up. If you don't like anime bros and gals and whomever, shut up. We don't care. We don't care. She's gonna give you nice. That's fine. I'm gonna tell you, go suck a fat one. We don't care. Y'all opinions don't matter. Nah, I'm playing. Anyway, if you really don't like anime, I would be very hurt because it's something I really am passionate about. But I can understand it. Just don't disrespect don't disrespect the people who have made money off of this, made millions. Don't disrespect the people who literally love it so much, and don't disrespect the people who literally like who some people use anime. Some people use anime they've grown up on it, and people who've used it to escape whatever BS they got going on in their life. Yeah. I know there's been many days where I had a bad day. I come home, I watch a few episodes of whatever, and I'm like, I'm not good, but it's like, just some like relief, man. Not because it's a show. It's about making you feel good at the end of the day. It's about your enjoyment at the end of the day. As much as we critique these shows and talk about how this show's not better than this, at the end of the day, we still enjoy most of the stuff that's out here. Everything isn't like Sword Art Online bad. But anyway, I don't think I have anything else on this topic. Just everybody be open-minded with everything. Don't judge so quick.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I mean, that's pretty much the only peeve I had. It's just like how nervous people were just to mention their own interest within that area. Because like for me, I was very scared to just say it because I've never experienced it, but I know I've seen and heard how people treated anime watchers during that time. So like I tried my best not to mention I'm an anime watcher, and plus I wasn't as popular, but a lot of people knew me. So like
you were like the popular owner.
Anyway. That's technically how it was.
Ooh, my computer just fell. Shoot. Okay, so like I said, basically summing this all up. Be open-minded, y'all. Don't be that. Don't be those people. Don't be that friend. No. So part 2 of our episode. This episode will probably this half of the episode will fly by. Episode 6, okay? You want me to start off?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Everyone meets L. Everyone is shocked because L has like that appearance of like kind of like a bum. Like he's over here crouched up. He's eating sweets. Like he has a big sweets fan. And then he said something very interesting. He wanted them not to use your real name because Kira, already know that Kira can use your name and he can and your face to kill. So he makes the claim that Kira is petty, doesn't like to lose, and he makes a great assumption. Well, he already knows Kira was in Japan because based off the broadcasting that we got off episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
But he makes a great assertion that Kira works alone because of how crisp and precise he is on how he got the FBI agents from episode 5, on how he got all the 12 files. So this episode basically, these first 12 episodes to me of Death Note go really. I think one thing about Death Note that you can make an argument is the pacing is a little dragged out, but it's dragged out for good reason. It's not like a One Piece level where we're getting recaps of 7 minutes of our last episodes, but it's like where we need to understand how they think, to understand how they move, to understand how it's going to work out. So then basically this episode, we just get to see, like, at first everybody kind of like, you still see some reluctance of everybody's attached for they're like who is this kid? Like like one of the agents that ends up leaving at the end. Remember, one of the agents for episode 6, he was like, remember at the end, toward the end when they were like, I put money in your account and he ended up leaving and he was like, I don't even like you. Okay, whatever. So one of the agents is very skeptical of him, but not like in a way where he thinks he doesn't know, but he's just like, he kind of beats with him, which is kind of interesting. And another thing I think is great about this episode is while you see toward the end, you see L talking a lot. You see the crossover. L's figuring out his plan while Light is talking about his plan and what he did. You see that crossover toward the end. And I think that was just great because you see how very intelligent both of them are, which is great.
Within episode 6, what I found interesting was how, like you said, with when L made the assumption that Kira was just like him. Yeah. There was like 2 times that it was brought up that L and Kira was compared to each other. When L said Kira is childish and does not like to lose, and how he isn't childish.
He's childish and he
doesn't like to lose. And when the FBI's fiance.
That's episode 7. That's episode 7.
That's episode 7.
Yeah. This is 6. Is basically just us meeting. We're meeting the L and the task force are meeting him, and then it's kind of just like if Death Note had fillers, that would be kind of a filler, I guess. So I think this episode was like a good build up of who L is as an in person because you kind of already got like we're the audience, so we know what he looks like already. But it was kind of great to see how they reacted to him, see what they think of him, which was kind of great. So this episode for me was like if I would have rated, which it was like a 7. It did its job. It got you thinking. It got you seeing what L already knows without even like confronting him or doing. Well, he confronted him with that in episode 2 with that dude or whatever that he got killed, but he hasn't had like the real confrontation where they've met up yet type of thing. So that was very interesting, which is something I like.
Oh, and I think it was also episode 6 where they made or I'm gonna just wait till we go to episode 7 just to make sure.
Yeah. I took the notes. You didn't, so listen to me. Nah, I'm playing.
Because I remember this stuff. Yeah. I can't remember.
It's just the order. You got to remember the order. Like we remember, guys, we remember the show. It's just the order. Like we watch a lot of stuff, so the order gets everywhere. And I ain't gonna lie, when it comes to rewatching Death Note again, it's good, but I be getting bored sometimes. Okay. So episode 7, we start off with Light. He finds out that he sees that his dad hasn't been home in a few days, and he sees that like lights on the move or whatever, right? I mean, his dad's like, they're going a few days, so he's like, L must be on the move. So then his sister, so then the mom was like, honey, can you take these clothes to your sister? And I'm like, ooh, this is about to be like interesting or whatever, right? So he like, okay, sure, mom, like, trying to portraying as he's that goody senior getting ready to go to college that just wants to help be nice and friendly.
Yes.
So then he goes to task force as you might be right from the it might be start episode 7 where Ken Taylor or no Penn Taylor his fiance is going there because she's on it. She's like, you gotta know how you looking for Kira, you gotta know hijack, a dude died, and then 4 days later you died. Like, nah. If I find out security, like if I find the evidence out, like who he talked to, who he showed, we got Kira. So then she's going there. So then he goes there and he's like, so then he's just planning to drop something off, but he takes the death note. He says, I always take one just in case. So then him and Ryuk walking there, and she's like, guys, they're like, man, we can't let you win. Nobody's here because everybody basically just had fled from the from trying to do
I'm trying to capture Kira
because they don't want to die. Yeah. So then she's like, guys, I have information on the Kira case. So then L's just like, Light's like, bet. So then he's like, so then everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're like you helped us with the last investigation. Like, you're really smart. So then she's like, oh, he's smart. Oh, okay. So then he's like, my father's on the task force. I can get you your number. Da, 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 da. And then they end up leaving. Now, this walk was probably one of the smartest, interesting walks in anime history. Like, basically, they're talking around or whatever. She's kind of giving him the story of what's happening. He's like, you're crazy. He's like, you're crazy. And then she literally breaks it down like, okay, like I said earlier, my fiance, he's FBI. He comes, he looks for, nothing happens to him. But all the time he looks for Kira. He gets on the bus. Then the bus gets hijacked. The dude kills. So then she says Kira can kill without just being heart attacks because that dude died by a car accident. Got hit in the face with a car and blood everywhere.
So she didn't think that whole scenario was
coincidence.
A coincidence, yeah.
Which, if this was real life, I wouldn't either. So then you're telling me 4 days later, your fiance gets killed, and 12 other FBI agents. She's like, this dude, if I just go to there, if I just go to either she was trying to go to see L. If I tell L this, L's gonna go to this bus station, get a security camera, see who's on, and see who asked. So then Light's like, bro, what do? At first, he gets her name. But then he ends up finding out that that's not her name. So then he's like, oh my gosh, like I am scrambling. What do I do? So then, I'll let you take it from here if you want to, if you remember anything.
And the only reason why he knew it wasn't her name was because Ryu kept laughing every single time her alias was used. And that kind of gave...
I kind of forgot it. How did he necessarily get it?
How did he get it? So, how he got her to admit her name, once he figured out she was using an LA... I can't even say it anymore. Using a fake name. He started walking back with her towards the police building, and she told him, "Oh, I want to head back to the agency alone." And he was like, "Oh, okay, I understand." And then he started freaking out some more because like he couldn't ask what her real name is or try to pressure her because then he'll look suspicious. And even by the fact that he figures out that's her fake name and he asks her real name, then he's gonna look. She's just gonna
at the dots.
So he comes up. So it's been so long since I watched it. So I was throwing my brain into the situation too. Like, oh, if I was in that situation, what am I gonna do? And then Light walks up, tells us stuff that only people in the task force would know, and starts lying about how he's part of the task force and all that stuff. how he's working with them, and then
So yeah,
he pretty much manipulates her with his own words, with him, with using that he's part of the task force, this and that, and then uses the fact that our fiance just died and saying, "Oh, you should probably take rest or and mourn for your husband and fiance and stuff like that, right?"
all right.
And then she's like,
Paul,
"No."
before he didn't have to kill a dude off like that, bro. That was messed. I was like, yo, like, dude would not have snitched. I think he would have been like, all right, babe, we're going back to the U.S. Like, I ain't got time to deal with this. Or he was like, I'm not messing with this case.
Probably, but if you said he came in contact with Kira, then yeah.
Yeah, I get both sides of not killing him and don't. But yes, basically he finessed her until you get into what she wants, and then he gets the most gruesome. I think this might have been one of the most like this is a shonen anime. That might have been one of the most like real life type of ways to die. Like she hung herself, and I was just like, dang, like. And then he made a note to make it seem like she was just depressed off the fact that he died.
Yeah.
I was like, and this is where that plays in a part is light really good because the good people make people hang themselves and make a note that they were just depressed because you even caused the way of her dying.
And what's crazy, one thing I noticed when Light overcomes an obstacle that he dislikes or just feels that is like a
Not good.
direct threat to him, he
Yeah.
he reveals like when he killed Pinbar, he revealed that he was Kira. And when he killed his fiance, right before he went on a control, he said she asked him, "Oh, how come you're looking at my watch?" Oh, and then paused for a good minute and says, "Oh, it's because I'm Kira." I was I feel like he has a strong sense of victory once he receives it. He just bathes in it.
Yeah, and just like these are parts of light that I don't like. Like I really like makes me really like when he like later on when stuff happens to him. I'm like now I don't feel bad for you after what you did to these innocent-ish people.
I mean, what he's done is bad, but like I don't know. Like it was very interesting.
No, it was
But
interesting, but you can't deny it was bad. Like
yeah, it was bad. Like, but either way, he would have been in a bad position if he let her
yeah,
live.
I'm saying it's not like he would have had to kill her. He would have had to kill her.
Yeah,
Like
he
he definitely would have had to kill Ray Pember. Definitely would have killed the fiance. Like these are killings that had to happen, but that doesn't having to do something doesn't mean it's necessary right
hmm
so that's basically episode 7 was probably one of the best episodes, like the first 10 episodes. That probably was one of the six transition into 7 to the end of 7. Probably the best few episodes in Death, best 2 or best 1.5 ish. Then
Then
basically episode 8. This episode is kind of because they just started playing security cameras and the people.
and pretty much it kind of just tells you how Light dealt with the security camera issue.
He
And
had Ryuk gave Rod Ryuk with apples and told him, "Hey, I'll give you apples if you just take the security cameras out."
well, he
The,
didn't say. Well, he said look for them, and then the
yeah,
only
I'll
reason
give you
why
that.
Ryu really looks for them is because he couldn't eat the apples because it will look like it's floating and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he couldn't eat apples.
I was so confused about that until now because I was like, Ryuk, you could definitely just pick stuff up. But Ryuk just like, oh my god. But my thing is, Ryuk's low key kind of on the light side because if Ryuk really didn't care, like he said he didn't care, he could literally just pick the apple up and up the floating apple. If he really
That
didn't
is true.
care.
He really didn't. Like if he really didn't care about Light, he would have just ruined him right then and there. But what's funny is
I think Ryuk actually really likes light. Maybe not really likes, but he really found it really interesting and entertaining.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure he did mention what where you probably mentioned that Light is interesting and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't remember. I just know Rio kind of enjoys how
Like
Light is using the Death Note because He's doing things that a Shinigami wouldn't think of.
My thing is they should bring it back, but you know they brought it back. It probably I don't know.
I, I don't know. I don't know. It'll probably be different. If they brought it back, they'll probably have to continue. No one could be as smart as Light.
Now that they had from the manga, they said that little kid was smarter than Light, and he was like 13. But he ended up dying at 15, which was kind of sad.
It is.
But other than that, any comments on these 6 through 8? These probably out of the first few reviews, these are probably the most action packed as in psychological because it's not an action packed show.
Yeah, I was about to say it's really there. I know we watching shows, you know, certain things will happen, but still, shows like me, we were watching Death Note. Got like it just brings back certain thrills because there's not that many psychological enemies that really just get your brain rushing and thinking. Like
Yeah. Or a lot of idealistic battles. There's not a lot of those anymore. It's not.
yeah, there's
That actually that stuff that can actually like not as in where we go into a different world and we have a bad king and they're saying they have to be bad because they want people like not stuff like that. Stuff like where we can actually if this happened in real life, wouldn't be like I would be like, wow, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, like that's something I could potentially see happen. This could potentially be real. Like we don't know. So stuff like this makes your brain thinking like, what is good? Like what is evil? Con, pro, like heaven or hell, like or neither. There's a middle ground.
yeah.
So
It's I mean, this show is just a strong clash of minds and ideology, and like it's amazing how it's done. It's,
yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty
yeah, and 6, 7, and 8, watching those episodes, it really is.
yeah.
It was just so interesting, and then
It took me back to like the first few times when I watched it. It's pretty great. Pretty
yeah.
good stuff, man. But it's sad. It's sad, man. Shonen, like them early 2000s Shonen has so much nostalgia, man.
Yeah.
They do. But any other comments before we wrap it on up?
No, that's all.
On least like the anime side of it before we get to
On anime side.
before we get to our little outros and stuff.
Nah, I'm fine. I'm good.
All right, y'all.
Pretty much that.
I appreciate y'all for another. I appreciate everybody for viewing. I appreciate all the support. We had almost 160 subscribers in a month, man. Like, we ain't the biggest out here, but like, I really appreciate all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Like, all the people who've been on. I appreciate y'all, people who've been on this, who've been just been supporting, liking it up. Even y'all who don't support but still watch it, y'all can still watch, enjoy it. But make sure to hit that sub button. But even if you're a hater, man, like I support because that means I'm doing something. If y'all hating, I'm doing something right. People who don't like this channel who say this is nerdy, y'all hating for some reason. So I like this. So as I always say, go follow me on Instagram @anime_genshow. Go follow my co-host at eyes.of.lens. Did I get it right? No. All right, cool.
Of the that lens.
Whatever, same thing. Y'all go follow my man on IG, get the pics up. Again, go follow me again on Chris at ChrisUpNext_23, my personal IG. Go follow us at our anime podcast, IG Anime_Genshow. Subscribe to Anime Genshow. Put like, comment, do all the things. Subscribe, turn your notifications on so you can get notified for every podcast / video over wherever we're doing. Because we might change it up one day. And I got nothing to say. Got nothing less to say to the people. You guys think stay safe too, masked up, all that great stuff.
Well, yeah, stay safe, stay masked up. I mean,
stay weird, fam.
And there's outbreak. Oh,
yeah, stay weird, stay weird, stay watching anime, and stay watching us. Peace.